the one, the only, Ben Sion.
Good morning and welcome to Yeshiva YouTube Daily Doubles. We continue with Succah, Perek Gimel, Mishnah Yud Aleph and Yud Beis. Mishnah Yud Aleph says, "Malkum shenagu lichpol yichpol lifshot yivshot." As we know, towards the end of Hallel, right? Odcha Hashem Kanisani Atil Yeshua Even Masa Abanim. Right? We repeat those things, right? It depends on the minhag. This Mishnah says some places have the minhag to do it, some places didn't have to do it, the minhag to do it, because the paragraph before is repeated actually in Sefer Tehillim. So this, which is not repeated in Sefer Tehillim, some people had the minhag to continue to repeat every pasuk. Some people didn't. Our minhag is too. Makom shenagu levarach yivarach, and the place where make a bracha after Hallel, some places had the minhag, some places didn't. Our minhag is to do it. Akol minhag on Medina, whatever the minhag is in your state. Alokeach lulav mechavero b'shvius. The Mishnah continues. We buy a lulav from your friend in shvius. We're talking about Am Aretz, right? Who's not cognizant of the laws, who's not going to be careful in Hilchos shvius. When he's selling to you, you have to stipulate, I'm paying the money for the lulav, for your dairy lulav, and for the Aravim and Hadassahs, Hadassah and Aravos, I'm sorry. But the esrog, you have to stipulate that it should be for free, because if it's not for free, right, the other thing is just called branches, or eitzim. There's no kedusha shvius really with eitzim, but peros shvius, esrog is a fruit, so peros shvius you have to be noag b'kedusha, and you have to make sure not to throw it out or destroy it or things like that. And Amaratim are not careful in these halachas. You can't give them money, because the money, if you pay for an esrog, the money gets kedusha shvius. So therefore, you have to stipulate that it's for a matana. Now the question is, why is it not a problem? You're not allowed to do business dealings with peros shvius, even with the lulav and esrog. Why is that not a problem? I'll talk about that in Iyam Mitzion. Originally, according to the Torah, the lulav is taken 7 days in the mikdash. It says Bayom Rishon, right? Outside the base of Mikdash, only 1 day. Mishachar base of Mikdash, once the base of Mikdash, that was when the base of Mikdash was around. Even if you were in Yerushalayim, anywhere, you only had to take lulav and esrog 1 day. It's pretty nice to be. That's one of the main reasons why the base of Mikdash is rebuilt. Mishachar base of Mikdash, Hiskin Rabbi Yochanan Zaka, she had lulav nital Medina Shiva Zeichel Mikdash. There was no more base of Mikdash, so therefore, he is masakin everywhere to take it 7 days. Even chutz la'aretz, to remember what it was like in the base of Mikdash. V'shiyah Yom Hanef Kulo Aser, another takana that he made on the 16th day of Nisan, which basically, normally in time of base of Mikdash, they brought the korban omer. When you bring the korban omer, so that's matir chadash. You're allowed to have the new grain. You're allowed to eat from the new grain. The problem is that when the base of Mikdash is around, once the korban omer is brought, sometime on Yom Tet Zayin, on the 16th day of Nisan, that is when chadash is mutter. However, when there's no base of Mikdash, we don't have the korban omer. So technically, according to the Torah, it says even right when sunrise that morning, you're allowed to eat from chadash. However, Yochanan Zakkai felt that since maybe next year basically should be rebuilt, and if you allow people to eat at sunrise, people will say, "Oh, last year we ate at sunrise." They're not going to know that when the base of Mikdash is around. You have to wait till the korban omer is brought, which is around midday. So therefore, he said the whole day of Tet Zayin is also to eat chadash. You can only start eating chadash on Yud Zayin, B'Nisan. That's the conclusion of today's share. Stay tuned for Iyam Mitzion, where I discuss the question I asked in Mishnah Yud Aleph. Iyam Mitzion coming up next.